I remember when I saw news of the new UCL format, and I was thinking in my head whether it was a good thing or not. One thing in life is that is constant is change. Change will always come, and people respond to change differently. Some might take it, well, and some are just used to, the same old thing that they are used to. And when it comes to football, the sport has seen lots of changes over the years. And when they announced the change for the Champions League, there were obviously going to be mixed reactions so far. But Victor, from what you've seen from the new Champions League format, no seeding, just everyone playing, different teams in the group stages up until the round of 16. Are you loving it or not so far?
It's kind of hard to pass judgment on it based on one iteration of the league phase so far.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and say it's been interesting, and I went
Mm.
into this with an open mind this season, just waiting to see how it will pan out. I can't say I'm disappointed, but I'm not too happy about the increase in workload for the players. Not because I pity them for their wages or anything, but rather if you look at top teams such as Liverpool, Barcelona, Bayern, it's extra strain on the players. Two more games every season. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it could end up feeling like a lot if you have two career-ending injuries in some random UCL game. At the same
Mhm.
time, with all due respect, can anyone really say that they've been salivating at the prospect of Slovan Bratislava against Girona, for instance? I don't think so. So I'll
Mm.
I'll go ahead and say this. It's been interesting. It's an interesting experiment, but it's a little bit early to say I love it or I hate it. I'm still kind of stuck in between.
Yeah, fair enough. I think I agree with your assessment. Well put. And Max, many say the new format has sort of made it more difficult for the so-called top teams to advance because there's no seeding, like the old format. And for emphasis, clubs like Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Manchester City are having to wait until the last round, to confirm their status. And if it was the old format, we know that all of these teams I just mentioned, they'll probably be top of their group by at least 4 points and will have qualified with a game to spare. But now it is no longer the same. City have had to play, clubs like PSG, difficult clubs all in the group stage. Do you think this is good for the competition?
Yeah, at least it's better for the viewers because you have more games between big clubs, and also it's kind of better for the lower seed teams because they meet each other and then sorry, and they can earn more money from UCL because of winnings. So for viewers it's better, for small clubs as well, but for the big ones, not sure because previous seasons you were winning your league, so you had top seed and you had lower tier opponents, so you had more money from earning. So I'd say for many teams it's better, but for the biggest teams not so.
Yeah, fair enough.
If
And
I may add a little thing here, I also
yeah,
believe that for the top teams, it's not a
mm,
great thing for their young players, for those looking to progress through the academy, because
mm,
while you do have more games, each game means more because the change that you mentioned in the intro, that happens with every single goal, with every single match day, with every single big chance. Hell, so I think it's a matter of coaches maybe not trusting the youth players as much anymore, even when playing against the lesser teams.
yeah, yeah, fair enough. hmm So, moving forward, Victor, for you, what has been the biggest shock of the new format?
um, Probably Bayern not being in the top four with a match day left.
Yeah, yeah, that's equally up there. And for me, it's actually Real Madrid, the Champions League gurus, the kings of the Champions
Yeah.
League, and they failed to hack this new format. So it's just a bit surprising for me. Max, biggest shock.
Mm, I'd say Aston Villa start because, as I remember, they won 3 games. They conceded 0 goals, right? So it
Mm,
was kind of shocked, especially after them not playing this competition for so long time.
Yeah. Fair enough. And so just on the final note, Victor. So far, it's still early days, anyways. But which clubs are you looking at as the biggest potential winners and losers so far of this new format?
Hmm. It's messier than the old one. We have to say that as a format, but is it better? I'll wait for another season or two to say that with conviction. However,
Mhm.
I feel like it's a bit of a pity that we're probably not going to see surprise winners and finalists like Porto and Monaco like 20 years ago. So it's good and bad. The biggest winners are probably, as Max mentioned, from a financial standpoint, the lower seeded teams. At the same time, the top teams do lose in a few aspects, if you will.
Mhm.
But I think the magic of it will not be as strong as it used to be.
Yeah, fair enough. Uh, yeah, I think I can agree. And just to put more emphasis on what you said, Victor, like in the top eight, there's no shock team in quotes that we do not expect to be in the top eight. All the sides in the top eight are sides that, with all due respect, we would normally expect them to progress. Liverpool, Barca, Arsenal, Inter, Atletico Madrid, Milan, Atalanta, Leverkusen, and those are the top eight. So those are sides that we would all expect on a normal day, to progress. But if it was the old format, we would have, some surprise, maybe Girona or, Slovan Bratislava or something, or maybe Lille and stuff like that. So yeah, that magic is probably going to go with this new format. But yeah, we are just here to embrace the change all the same. And one thing is certain, I definitely think I am. It's a bold claim here, but I think Real Madrid will not win this. I don't know why. I just don't see them winning this one this time around. But it's still too early to make that claim. But yeah, that's my bold prediction. Yeah, for this. What's
Yeah,
your bold prediction, Victor?
it's a little bit early because
Yeah,
it's only January and
it's only
form
just
changes.
January.
But
Yeah,
if they were to play today against Liverpool again, I think it would be another schooling like a few weeks ago.
yeah. Fair enough. So yeah, that's all it has been for the new format. It looks to be interesting so far for some. It looks to be just, the magic is gone, just like Victor said, and they are not really seeing those surprises that the Champions League is well familiar with. But one thing is certain, we're loving the new format, at least from an English perspective. English sides are doing pretty well, except for Manchester City, even though I think they'll still qualify easily and get themselves back on track. So things are going to get even more interesting when we get to the round of 16, and there will be a lot more at stake. And we'll be here to discuss all the best talking points as we normally do.